Good morning, afternoon, or evening. If you don't know, you are at Mainstream Cryptos listening to the weekly crypto news update with Abby. This is really just a place for investors or anyone who's interested in crypto to keep up to date on what is happening. Now, because crypto spans the entire globe and is a relatively fast moving industry, we know that there is so much going on that it's really hard to stay updated with all the news and developments that are happening all the time, every single day. That is why every week we collect the 15 most important events that have happened across the crypto world and give them to you so that you only have to take about 30 minutes out of your week to keep up to date and informed. And of course, this is all so that you can do more investing and less gambling. If you're here for the first time or you're a regular and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It's very easy. You just click a button. And that means that you can get notified for weekly updates on crypto. With that said, let's get into our news for this week. Number 1. Solana has jumped 20%, and here are possible reasons behind the rally. Solana, the native currency of the Solana blockchain, is up a whopping 20% in the last 24 hours at a current price of $25.16. Solana is outperforming the top 10 cryptocurrencies in daily and weekly gains, having gained 12.73% since the past week. According to Sentiment, an on-chain analytics firm, the current price increase for Solana is supported by volume upticks. In a chart posted, Sentiment wrote that traders are showing major FOMO, or fear of missing out, on Solana and 3 other altcoins, owing to Friday's huge pump. The price rebound of Solana has brought about renewed optimism over the long-term future of the blockchain. Number 2. Let's take a look at some Bitcoin. Jim Cramer and Peter Schiff urge to sell Bitcoin, but Bitcoin whales act opposed. Trading around $21,000 for the past 6 days, Bitcoin has, as usual, generated many opinions on its future direction, and as always, these opinions were polarized. On the one hand, prominent crypto haters like Peter Schiff and Jim Cramer have once again called on investors to say goodbye to their magic internet money. Funnily enough, in the meantime, one has managed to poke fun at the other. As Schiff, reacting to Cramer's call, said that from time to time he too gives the right advice, hinting at the inaccuracy of the CNBC presenter's predictions. Here is the tweet in question. For your information, Jim Cramer on his show tonight told everyone to get out of crypto. Peter Schiff comments, every once in a while he gets something right. The other side has also done something real and let the money speak for itself. Thus, according to Look into Bitcoin, the size of Bitcoin wallets of various sizes is increasing day by day, and the number of addresses holding more than 0.01 Bitcoin has already reached an all-time high of 11.43 million, for example. That is quite impressive. Number 3, also related to Bitcoin. Whales move over $363 million worth in Bitcoin and XRP in several transactions. Here is where crypto is going. Deep-pocketed whales are suddenly moving more than $363 million in Bitcoin and XRP after Bitcoin reclaimed the $21,000 mark. According to blockchain tracker and whale surveying platform Whale Alert, whales are moving in 3 separate transactions, a combined 11,611 Bitcoin, valued at the time of writing for almost $250 million. And next on the Whale Alert's radar are big transactions of payment token XRP as well. So that's something to keep an eye on. Moving on to number 4. The Bybit CEO has confirmed exposure of $150 million to bankruptcy-filed Genesis. On January the 20th, major cryptocurrency lender Genesis Global Trading became the latest firm to declare bankruptcy. According to a report, 9 different cryptocurrency companies, including Gemini, Bybit, Van Eck, Decentraland, and others, have exposure to Genesis. Immediately after rumors surfaced, Bybit CEO Ben Zhao responded and confirmed that the company's investment arm, Mirana, did have $150 million in exposure to the defunct crypto lender. Ouch. Zhao pointed out that just a fraction of Bybit's assets were under Marana's management, and that of the supposedly 151 million exposure, Marana had already liquidated around $120 million in collateralized holdings. He further confirmed that customers' monies are kept separate and that Marana is not used in any way by the Bybit earning programs. Many were grateful for the co-prompt founder's response, but many still had concerns after hearing it, particularly concerning the company's earn products. Others have reminded Zhao that FTX officials have previously made similar comments, and they've asked for evidence of transactions between Bybit and Marina. I think that's a typo. I think they mean Marana. So Zhao could be telling the truth about this, being completely transparent, and there could be no cause for alarm. On the other hand, he could be desperately trying to avoid a drop in confidence. Only time can tell. Number 5. More on Genesis. Genesis has $226 million in claims against FTX. Genesis, a top crypto lending unit that filed for bankruptcy on Thursday, was listed as FTX's top unsecured creditor within the exchange's own bankruptcy documents. The firm has an unliquidated claim against FTX worth $226 million. Per FTX's Thursday filing, the defunct exchange has 10 customers to whom it owes over $100 million each. Wow. More and more on the FTX contagion. Number 6. However, despite FTX's collapse, Miami's mayor is still a Bitcoin believer. Mayor Suarez thinks a lot of the panic surrounding FTX and crypto is media-driven. Could Bitcoin replace the dollar? During an interview with CNBC on Friday, Suarez was asked if he believed regulators were to blame for allowing the FTX catastrophe to develop and eventually explode. Certain industry leaders, such as Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, have blamed a lack of regulatory clarity in the US for driving the industry to unregulated markets overseas. Well, the SEC is certainly trying to fix that. Suarez, however, chose not to point fingers. When people lose money and things don't go the way they expect, everyone wants to blame someone, the mayor said. We live in a capitalist country where people risk capital. Sometimes it works out for them, sometimes it doesn't. Part of Suarez's enthusiasm around Bitcoin is from a belief in its potential to spread free market principles across the world. In December 2021, he claimed that Bitcoin could, I quote, eradicate communism on the planet, liberate people, and democratize their choices, thanks to its immunity to monetary debasement. Well, he has a very good point there. Some have even cited this quality when theorizing about how Bitcoin could replace the dollar, something that Suarez's interviewer called a ridiculous notion. Although Suarez hesitated to back that claim, he acknowledged Bitcoin for having advantages over the fiat currency system. Those include the blockchain's ability to create efficient transactions and aid in cross-border remittances. Suarez also pointed to the growing momentum in favor of digitizing the dollar through stablecoins, cryptocurrencies which are backed one-on-one with hard currency. A lot of this is media-driven, said Suarez, regarding recent panic around crypto and FTX. Maybe in 6 months, Bitcoin is at 30,000 or 40,000. Are you going to have me back on and say, Mr. Mayor, you're super smart? 7's up. On an additional positive and perhaps idealistic note, John Ray says that reviving FTX is on the table. This could be interesting. Could also be tragic. John Ray said that they might try to restart the FTX International Exchange if this makes sense for making creditors whole. The acting chief executive officer of FTX, John J. Ray III, who is in charge of making sure that the creditors of the bankrupt exchange receive as much compensation as possible, said that the platform might restart. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, John J. Ray III said that restarting the exchange is on the table. He said, everything is on the table. If there is a path forward on that, then we will not only explore that, we will do it. FTX filed for bankruptcy back in November 2022 using Chapter 11. Mr. Ray further clarified that he will be looking into whether restarting the international exchange would recover more value for the company's creditors than his team could potentially get from simply liquidating the assets or selling the entire thing. There are stakeholders we're working with who have identified what they see as a viable business. Well, that is certainly something will be interesting to follow. Quite frankly, I'm not sure whether to laugh or rejoice. And we're moving on to number 8. Let's take a look at the former FTX US's president's new crypto venture. The former president of FTX US is back with a new venture for crypto traders. And despite his ties to the defunct exchange empire, he's landed support from key players. Quite surprised to hear that. Architecture is a software company building Web3 trading infrastructure. Its products will be largely intended for the B2B market, that is the business to business market, but may also see adoption from high volume traders, Harrison told Decrypt in an interview. Harrison said that the firm's primary clients will turn to Architect to quickly and seamlessly trade across multiple crypto platforms through a single interface. He suggested, for example, how Architect might create one API that combines trading across Coinbase and Uniswap. Interesting. We're hoping to design Architect such that clients can trade without having to rely on us to store or safeguard their private information. For example, exchange API keys or wallet keys. So we think that a decentralized solution in some way is going to be important for the design. This is what Harrison said. Number 9. And we're still looking at what Harrison has been doing. He's raised $5 million in funding for his new startup. Former FTX President Brett Harrison has launched a new endeavor to entice traditional financial institutions to join the field of decentralized finance, or DeFi. Harrison detailed his departure from the firm and his strained relationship with co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried, and he's launched a new business and raised additional funding. He said, Architect will build institutional-grade trading technology that streamlines crypto market structure, making it easier and safer for firms and large traders to access decentralized protocols and centralized exchanges alike. Architect's products will embody our commitment to security, self-custody, extensibility, and open source design. Motivate Venture Capital, Salt Fund, SV Angel, P2P Validator, Third King Venture Capital, Shari Glazer, and Anthony Scaramucci, founder of Skybridge Capital, all invested in architecture along with Circle Ventures and Coinbase Ventures. So the community has turned out in surprisingly strong support of this venture. Number 10, let's look at Australia. The National Australia Bank is planning on launching a stablecoin on Ethereum and Algorand. The stablecoin will be backed 1-to-1 by the Australian dollar. Several countries have been planning to explore stablecoins despite the initial reluctance and more recent implosion of Terra. The latest one to jump on the bandwagon is one of Australia's 4 largest financial institutions, the National Australia Bank. The new Australian dollar-pegged stablecoin created by NAB, dubbed AUDN, is set to be launched on the Ethereum and Algorand blockchain networks. It is expected to be completed by mid-2023. Oh, that's moving relatively quickly. Moving on to number 11. Binance has announced a stringent set of rules toward NEFT listing. Binance said on January the 19th that it will be increasing the requirements for listing non-fungible tokens. All NEFTs that were posted on Binance before the 2nd of October 2022 and that had a trading volume of less than $1,000 between November the 1st last year and January the 31st this year will be delisted beginning on the 2nd of February. After January the 21st, 2023, NEFT creators will also be limited to minting just 5 digital items every day. Binance stated, users can report NEFTs or collections that may be in violation of Binance NEFT minting rules and terms of service. Our due diligence team will actively review reports of fraud or rule violations and take the appropriate actions. Moreover, before listing on Binance NEFT, merchants must undergo Know Your Customer authentication and amass at least 2 followers. In addition to the new regulations, Binance also promised to immediately begin periodically reviewing. So beware NEFT producers. Number 12. Thailand SEC issues rules for firms offering crypto custody services. On Tuesday, the Securities and Exchange Commission of Thailand made public new regulations for the administration of digital wallets for custody of digital assets and keys. Since January the 16th, the new rules have been in place. The Thai SEC detailed the requirements for companies offering digital asset custody services to their customers. They stated, establish a digital wallet management system to accommodate efficient custody of digital assets and keys and ensure safety of clients' assets. The authority said that the companies must also establish policies and methods for designing, implementing, and administering digital wallets, as well as establishing, preserving, and accessing keys or other associated information correctly, securely, and safely. It further specified that crypto custody service providers must have a contingency strategy in case of the occurrence of any incident that may impair the management system of digital wallets and keys. Among these steps are defining responsible personnel, reporting the issue, and testing action processes. 13. Robinhood releases a software wallet for over 1 million users. It's about time that Robinhood started competing in the digital wallet market. The Robinhood Wallet, a mobile app for cryptocurrency exchange, transfer, and the viewing of NEFT and cryptocurrency holdings, was released by the company today. That was on the 21st of January. According to Robinhood, over 1 million people have been waiting for it and will soon get an access code. In September, a beta version was made available to the first 10,000 people on the waiting list. To provide exchanges without incurring network fees, the Robinhood wallet utilizes Polygon, an Ethereum sidechain. Many of you will know that. Today, Ethereum support was added as well. When Robinhood first announced a new transfer option inside its original trading app, it called it a crypto wallet. In January 2022, the beta version of this functionality was released, allowing Robinhood users to send and receive cryptocurrency. Well, there's a helpful development for you. 14. Terra Classic. Community burns a whopping 16 billion Luna Classic. Amid the pressure to speed up the burn rate, the Terra Classic community has burned up almost 16 million tokens in less than a week. In 2023, validators and projects working with Terra Classic want to burn billions of Terra Classic, whose native token is Luna Classic, to increase the burn rate. An estimated 37.717 billion Luna Classic tokens have been burned by the Terra Classic community thus far. The burn rate increased by over 50% from the previous week's 12 million tokens burned, thanks to the community burning over 16 million in a single week. The validators accounted for the vast majority of the Luna Classic that was burned, with 2.63 million Luna Classic removed by Luna Classic Deo and 4.78 million burned by Luna Station 88. On to our last piece of news for today and this week, number 15. Polygon has finally upgraded their network hard fork. Polygon, an Ethereum Layer 2 scaling protocol, has successfully completed a hard fork. The upgrade intends to address the network's gas spike and chain reorganization issues. As per Polygon scan data, the software was upgraded to Polygon Proof of Stake in an Ethereum-compatible Proof of Stake sidechain on January the 17th. And there is the tweet. The upgrade was primarily required for frequent gas spikes, where the cost of conducting a transaction would exponentially increase during surges in network demand. And the fork intends to help reduce major fluctuations in gas pricing. And this hard fork adjusted mechanism sets the gas fees with the purpose of keeping gas fees low when the network is active. The second reason stated for the hard fork upgrade was to minimize the time it takes to complete a data block as part of an effort to prevent frequent reorgs, which occur when a validator node receives information that temporarily generates a new version of the blockchain. After the hard fork upgrade, the Polygon native token Matic token is trading at a price of $1.02, and it has gained by over 3.1%. And that is that, our news for this week. It was actually a pretty positive picture overall. If you found the news reports helpful, please give us a little like. And also, don't forget to add a comment down below if you have something that you want to say. Once again, happy investing, and I'll be seeing you next week. Adios.